So before the video starts, there's a trigger warning about sexual assault, sexual abuse, rape. You know, those are the categories that I'm going to be talking about, and I'm going to tell you my story. I never thought I would ever tell anyone this story because I'm disappointed. I'm not really disappointed. Like, I always blamed myself. Like, oh, it's my fault. Oh, this happened to me because I don't know. I don't know why it happened to me. And most rape victims or people that get sexually assaulted blame themselves. And I've been doing that for so long. I'm done. I'm done blaming myself because it's not my fault. It never was. It will never be my fault. So that's a trigger warning, and if that really something that you don't want to listen to, then please don't watch. But I thought if I shared this, then other people that have been a victim won't feel alone. And you know, YouTubers, they don't really talk about these things. And it sucks because, you know, like, you feel alone. I just want to say that you're not alone. And they might be like some YouTubers that do talk about this, but I never see those YouTubers, so yeah. I'm just like stating the two YouTubers that I know about, like Shane Dawson and Cool is Cool, Call is Cool, I think that's how you pronounce it, etc. Anyways, so continuing on the video. Okay, so I'm a bit nervous telling you guys this story because it's a bit personal, and I'm gonna be praying behind this song, and I was wearing my glasses so I could see what I was typing in. I'm a bit nervous telling you guys these stories because, like, I don't know. Okay, so I guess I'll start the music and then I'll start. There. So, when I was 8 years old, I went to my aunt's house. And I've lived with her before, but that's when I was a baby and I didn't remember her. And, you know, I trusted her and I trusted my uncle that was her husband, and we would go to California every summer, and you know, it was fun, and I was young and I didn't know what happened. I'm already gonna cry because this thing is just, it breaks my heart because it broke my family apart. And he made me feel like it was my fault. And that I was just like a little bit crazy in the head. When I was 12 years old, I went to my cousin. Let's call her. Okay, you know, I'm not even gonna do names. I went to her and I was like, does, you know, he touch you in inappropriate places that he's not supposed to? I call them my aunt and my uncle when you're like, really, they're like my great aunt and my great uncle, so, but I call them auntie and uncle and everything, so. So this was not their daughter, by the way, but I went to my cousin and I was like, you know, does he do stuff like that is like, does he touch you where he's not supposed to touch you? And she was either 1 or 2 years younger than me. Well, I was 12, and she nodded her head yes, which confirmed what I thought he was doing to me. And I asked her if she told her parents, and she said no. And when I told my mom, it wasn't at the right time because she was studying for a test because she was going to college. every time I talk about this, it breaks my heart because, I let him do this to me, but when I heard that he was doing this to my little cousin too, it made me wonder, why would he do that? He was already doing it to me. Why was he choosing to make my cousin a victim too? So, I went to her dad's house because her dad and mom split up. And she lived with her mom, who lived with that uncle. And, so I was talking to her stepmom while she was at church with her dad because I didn't want to go, and the stepmom decided not to go. And I told her, I was like, I don't like one uncle. And she asked why. That's when I told her that he touched me inappropriately. Until this day, I try to forgive him, and I try not to think about it because it hurts, and it made me scared and terrified of older men, of boys in general, and it sucks, really. It really does. Because he made me scared of guys. And my mom knew. She found out, and we called the police, and after that had happened, that's when my family went down. And it was really sad for me. It was a hard time for me. And it's still a hard time for me. Because how could he do that to me? Like, I don't understand. He did it to me when I was 8 years old until I was 12. That's when it stopped because I had told someone. And, it was 2 against 1. So, me thinking, I thought, hey, he's gonna get caught. He's gonna go to jail. He's not gonna be free. Everything's gonna be alright. And then, I went to this, appointment or whatever. And I told him what had happened. And then months later, he didn't get to go to jail. He never went to jail. So right now, he's free. And it sucks. Because he took my innocence away. He took my little cousin's innocence away. The worst part is, the whole family acts like nothing had happened. That thing didn't happen, and that we didn't go through that. That we were not a victim of being sexually assaulted. And it makes me mad. Because it did happen. I was there. I felt it. I felt the pain that he put me through. And, I want him to be caught. I want him to go to jail. But since I don't have proof that he did that to me, and have enough proof, then he gets to go and, be free. Because he didn't really rape me. And, it fucking sucks. Because when I lived in that state, I was terrified. My whole life I was terrified. Because I was scared that since I told someone that he was gonna come after me, and my dad acts like nothing had happened. Like, he doesn't really care. Because one time, I went to to go to a party with my dad, and he took me to the house, to that uncle's house, and I'm like, how could you take me here when you know what had happened when I was 12? Like, did you forget what had happened? Because I never forgot what had happened. And I saw my cousin there, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, do y'all just pretend that it didn't happen? Because it really did happen. You cannot just pretend it did not happen, because it did happen. This story was really hard to tell you guys because I'm still not over it. I still cry over it because I'm terrified that it will happen again. Being either sexually assaulted or being raped or being sexually harassed. I'm scared that it will happen again. But if someone does sexually touch you and you don't like it, keep that clothing, because if you keep that clothing, they can find fingerprints. I didn't keep those clothing, so they couldn't find fingerprints. So it sucks for me because he's free. He's not in jail. He will never ever be in jail because he will never ever get caught. And if he does this to another person, they won't have enough of proof of him doing it. And, you know, I don't regret telling anyone about this, because at least my mom and my dad, no, at least the whole family knows, but, you know, they pretend that he didn't do it, that he didn't do nothing wrong, that he's a freaking innocent man. But honestly, he's not. He is not innocent. He made me scared. But I'm tired of that. And you know what? I'm stronger than I've ever been. I forgive him. Not just for him, but for me. I'm forgiving him because I'm done with all of the pain. Anyways, I cannot stop because my sister was doing something. Anyways, so pretty much the message behind this video is, if someone sexually assaults you or rapes you or anything like that, you need to report it, because they might do it to someone else if you don't report it. Even little details will help them catch this guy. Thank you for listening, and if this, you know, like inspires you, I don't know, but thank you for listening to my story. And I cried, so I apologize for that. It's still like something hard for me. Anyways, I'm gonna go now. Bye.